Anthony Slater here inside a hotel room in Austin, Texas, where today, just down the street, Kevin Durant released his KD9 signature shoe. Wanted to do it in Austin. Obviously, he went to school at Texas. It's just kind of the next in line of how he releases his shoe. He did it in Maryland a couple years ago. But it was a cool event. They did it in like the side area of this like famous barbecue joint, Stubbs, that's in Austin, Texas. And Durant did a lot of interviews, I think 36 in all today. A lot of it was obviously about the shoe and everything, the whole sneaker community, which is pretty big, kind of, descended upon Austin. But also, he was asked some important questions about, number one, free agency, which he kind of brushed off a little bit, but, he addressed it, but, there's no news really here. Durant still obviously doesn't really know what he's going to do. Free agency begins on July 1st. He also talked Olympics. He will be playing. Russell Westbrook, his teammate, pulled out of the Olympics. A lot of other guys, Steph Curry, have pulled out. So he talked a little bit about that. And then, the NBA Finals just ended yesterday. And, he kind of talked about watching LeBron and Cleveland finally could get over the hump and win that title. So here's some clips from Kevin Durant talking today.
Well, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. The Olympics was an experience that doesn't come around every year, as we know, and it's not. It's like you're not all NBA players can play on it. And to handpick the best 12 guys in the world in the NBA at this point, and to put them on that team, that's an accomplishment in itself. So I'm excited about the opportunity. Looking forward to seeing who else is going to be on the team. And we'll go from there, man. Look forward to training camp, and we're just going to try to bring the gold back home.
Great. Free agency is obviously something people want to talk about here. It's 10 days away. There's a process that's got to be gone through. Free agency officially starts on July 1st, so obviously you're going to go through the process. What's going in your mind heading into it?
I just want to play again. I'm excited to play the game again. Olympics is giving me that opportunity, but I know how important this time is, and like I've been saying all season, I have people that I've trust everything. I have all the trust in the world in them that we're going to sit down and figure this thing out, figure out what's best for me, and we're going to go from there, man. It's a little bit more complicated now because it's still a few weeks away, but it's one of those situations where you work so hard to put yourself in a situation to kind of control your own destiny, and I give all credit to how much work I've put in, the people that have helped me put that work in. So I'm worrying about basketball. That's what it is for me. It's a basketball decision, and I'm looking forward, to the future. I think we had the toughest run. We played San Antonio, who won 67 games. They're supposed to sweep us. We should have, we had Golden State up 3-1. They won 73 games. We were supposed to get swept. So we didn't let the outside noise kind of distract us. We just kept going every single day, and that was the beauty of it. And it was just a fun playoff for us.
Zero intimidation going into Golden State.
No. I mean, we expected to win, but everybody was relaxed. We was up 3-1. We came on the road. We had an opportunity to win on the road. Lost at home. Had lost. Obviously, we had an opportunity to win. We were up every game. Felt like we were up every game. That's the difference. Sometimes they made more shots than we did, but we played extremely hard all series.
What did you learn about yourself in that Golden State series?
That I can control. I can control the level of my teammates by just how hard I play, and the shots don't have to go in. And once I figured that out, I thought I ignited my teammates by just scoring. And I know that helps, and that gets everybody going and feeling great about themselves. But my game is much more than scoring. That's who I am. That's what I do. I love to do it. But I think the way I play defense, the way I pass the basketball, the way I was encouraging my teammates every single day, I think that rubbed off on them, and that kind of helped everybody step up a level. And I try to take myself out of it and worry about how I can make the team better by just not saying anything, and that was a challenge for me. So I just try to play extremely hard, and hopefully they follow. And they did a great job of, uplifting me as we were playing as well. So it was fun to learn a lot about myself as a player and a leader.
You were in transit yesterday, obviously, for this event to see these guys. You were in transit from LA.
Yeah.
Watching that finals game, what was going through your head?
Oh, man, this was great basketball. Both teams, man, they were going back and forth the whole game. I was just like, man. First of all, I had to remove myself emotionally as a basketball player. After we lost, I didn't look at myself as a basketball player for the next 2 or 3 weeks because I knew I would be super pissed at whoever won. So I had to take myself out of basketball mode. Seriously, take myself out of basketball mode so I can enjoy watching basketball and not caring after the game's over. So I watched that game and I was like, wow, these two teams really, really won it, and you can appreciate the brand of basketball they play. So to see Cleveland come out on top, like I said, I didn't care who won, but to see Cleveland come out on top after their backs were against the wall, that showed what type of team they were, what type of leaders they have over there, and it was as a fan of the game, it's top of the line. You wouldn't want basketball any other way than how it happened this series, and happy for the city of Cleveland. Kyrie, LeBron, they were just on another level. You gotta respect it. Well, I just tried to really get in, just trying to embed myself in the community every place I went. Just trying to figure out, what the city's all about, what's the identity, and I figured it out in each city, from being weird here in Austin to Seattle being super laid back and nice and relaxed, and Oklahoma is just a blue-collar town where so many people just enjoy the finer and small things in life. The detailed things they can really appreciate. So I learned so much about each city, and I've learned more about myself as I've gone through each city, and it's helped me out. And definitely grateful. I got an opportunity to go through everything I went through. It was, as I was going through it, I was wondering why am I moving so many different schools? Why am I going to so many different cities? But as you get older, you really appreciate the journey and the ups and downs, and everybody you've met throughout your whole life. So it's definitely something I don't take for granted. Just knowing I met so many great people and been in so many great cities, but it's also cool knowing that I found a home in each of those places as well. Mm-hmm. My journey as wanting to get to the NBA, I knew I had to come here and leave my mark if I wanted to be who I wanted to be as a basketball player. So I felt like my whole thing started here. So it's a special place.
Your journey in storytelling is really important to you. Even before you came to Nike, you had a great story to tell, and we've kind of helped develop that story as well. If you kind of look in the back and we kind of track your evolution, so starting in Seat Pleasant, really as a kid, moving on here in Austin, you got Seattle as a piece of your journey, and you've really evolved. So let's go back. So actually, it's been 10 years ago to the month that you arrived here in Austin to be a freshman in college. What was going through your head when you hopped on a plane from DC to here?
I didn't know what to expect. I had came here, I want to say a month, probably 2 months prior to when I was settled in here. So this is my second time in Texas when I actually got off the plane. And the day before, I had just graduated from high school with 16 people, and that whole next week, I seen 16 new people every day, and that was a big change for me. Just coming from a small community and just coming here with 40 acres and 60,000 students, and it was just so many different types of people here, and it just opened my mind to something that I didn't even think was here. I didn't think it was around because I was so used to being in that small community back in Maryland. So to spread my wings here was the best place for me.
Yeah. Kind of the eclectic nature of Austin, kind of a unique place, like you said, different than DC. You got live music capital of the world. You've got food, you've got all kinds of eclectic stuff. Actually, KD, for those of you who don't know, KD used to come here to Stubbs to eat barbecue when he was 17. So, so a little everything in Austin. There's a reason why we're here.